Hey everybody, this is Major League Hats, and we are going to start the experiment with the cleaning products from New Era, Lids, and Hat Club. It's starting to rain, so we're going to go outside and see if we could stand in the rain for about 10 or so minutes, see how it comes out. I have the Dodgers, the Yankees, and the Brewers hat to take outside. These ones I'll probably just kind of switch off at times, but I'll be holding them out in the rain. So let's go start part 3 of the cleaning product test trial here. All right, so it's starting to rain a little bit. It's not like super heavy, so we're just gonna start out here. I'll record the whole time. If I had another way to like hold the hats or something, I would, but I'll just do it like this now for the next 10 minutes. Now, if you like what you see, please make sure that you're hitting that subscribe button. You hit your notifications so you get notified when I upload my next video. Let me know if you have any experiences using the cleaning products from New Era or Lids, and let me know which one you prefer. Right now, I'm kind of leaning towards the Hat Club cleaning products. They give out more information on the labels, on the usage, and the fact that you can use them on polyester caps is a big factor. So, you know what? Let's take a little bit of a walk and test these out. Now, as you can see, the hats are getting wet just a little bit. I think my phone's getting more wet, but we'll see. If I had another way of doing this or somebody to help me, I would, but I don't, so I am going to do it this way. And after we conclude this part of the test, I will give you my final opinion, and I will show you the end results of the cleaning product solution trial, and I will also give you some before and after pictures, and I will let you know what the prices are. So let's just go for a little walk. Right now, as you can see, the hats are getting wet. Here's the Dodgers hat. So it's getting water obviously on them. Now, it's been more than a couple days since I've applied the water repellent on them. So they've been sitting, so they're very dry. So let's continue on. And we're gonna hang out here for about 10 minutes, give or take. But don't worry, I'm not gonna make a 10-minute video of me walking around in the rain. I'll speed that part up. I'm gonna walk around the park a couple times. All right, so I decided to switch hats, and I put on the Brewers hat, and now I have the Yankees hat off. As you can see, it got wet, and we're gonna continue to walk around in the park. There's a tree here, so that'll keep it dry for just a moment, but we're gonna keep walking. The rain's starting to really pick up, and so far, at least on the Brewers hat, it's dry underneath, but we'll take a better look at it. It's just starting to get going. We've been doing this for roughly about 3.5 minutes, so let's keep going. So what is everybody's thoughts on Bryce Harper signing with the Phillies? So personally, I'm happy for Bryce Harper. He got his $330 million 13-year contract. I am a little disappointed though, because you're telling me that he didn't want to sign with the Nationals over 3 extra years and an extra $30 million. How does that make sense? You know, to the National fan base, that's almost an insult, because the Nationals did make a fair, legitimate offer, and I just don't get that part. It's like you're telling the organization that you basically grew up with that $300 million is not good enough, and I'm gonna leave to Philadelphia for an extra $30 million and 3 years. In reality, what is an extra $30 million? Now, I understand he was just trying to beat Machado's number, but I feel really bad for the National fans because they did make a very good offer. Same with the Giants. I mean, come on. He told the Giants at 310, I believe it was, which was reported that 310 is not good enough, but 330 is. $20 million. In the scheme of things, what's an extra $20 million going to do for you? Nothing. So it makes absolutely no sense. All right, so as you can see, I'm walking around the park still, and the rain's starting to pick up. So let's start looking at the hats a little bit and see how the effect of the water and the water repellent are coming out. All right, so right now you could see some beading a little bit on the hat. I see a little bit on the Dodgers cap. It looks like it's soaking in. The water is not rolling off like I would imagine it to be. It looks like it's doing a little bit better on the Yankees hat. I'm not sure with the Brewers. I will switch here in just a moment, but we are starting to really pick up. Probably been out here for a good 5 minutes, give our take. We're gonna hit a dry spot, so we'll be covered a little bit. All right, so I switched to the Dodgers hat and I got the Milwaukee Brewers hat off. As you can see, the Milwaukee Brewers hat is looking pretty good. It's not looking too shabby. Same with the Yankees hat. I'm not seeing, like, maybe because it's not raining very heavy, it's raining pretty good, but it's not raining very heavy, but the water's not really beating up on the hat like I thought it might. So, but other than that, it's getting wet pretty good. Now the underneath, or the filling of the hat, when you're wearing it, feels dry. So I haven't felt any difference on that. So far it seems to be working. Let's give this a couple extra minutes. I'll continue to walk around and we'll continue with the experiment. Can't really tell how bad it's raining or how heavy it's raining, but it's raining very consistently to demonstrate the effects of water repellent New Era Hat Club or Lids hat repellent spray. Getting a couple heavy drops on. Everybody must be looking at me like, what's this crazy nut doing walking outside recording with the phone in his hand holding a couple hats? What the hell is he doing? We are just surrounded by dislike dweebs. They're everywhere. So now we have been out in the rain for at least 6 to 7 minutes. Let's give it a couple more minutes to continue this. I would like to at least be out here for 10 consecutive minutes in the rain before we go examine the hats a little bit further in detail. And I only keep stopping the video so I can dry off the phone. So if you guys are just wondering why there's a couple cuts in the filming here, is because I keep drying off the phone after like 3 minutes. I'm doing like 3-minute interval filming sessions here, just to keep drying the phone off. Do 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 do. See, I'm inserting my own music. Do 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 do. Wow, that's awful. Sorry, guys. All right, so we are going to do just a little bit more walking, maybe a minute or so. As you guys can see, I am wearing the Yankees hat, so I keep switching off the hats to see how they feel. The feel wise, they're pretty good. None of them are super wet or anything. I don't feel any wetness of any sort. They're dry. So let's look at this puddle here. This will kind of give you a good idea on how bad it's raining. As you can see, the water here streaming. You can see that the rain is coming down pretty decent. As you can see, the drops of rain hitting that puddle. So that should give you a good idea on the consistency of the rain. All right, let's walk back to the house and conclude this test, because I think 10 minutes of filming, and I think I've done a little bit longer than 10 minutes, should be adequate to be able to tell. And then I will give you my final verdict. All right, let's go in the house and take a final look. All right, so that's going to conclude the rain test. We were out there for a little bit over 10 minutes. Now let's take a look at each hat and I will give you a close-up. I'm going to try on the hats to see how the underneath feels, or if the bill got wet or anything like that, just to try to see if it soaked through the fabric. Now the first hat that we are going to take a look at is going to be the Yankees hat, which was the one I used the New Era Crep Protect on. This was the one that you would spray on and that you would let it sit for about 30 minutes, and then it said to reapply it again. Now overall, the Yankees hat does look pretty good. It doesn't look that wet or anything, considering we were out there for 10 minutes. 10 minutes is actually, for the way it was raining, was actually pretty good. Very consistent rain, not super heavy or anything, but I would honestly think if it was raining super heavy, you guys wouldn't be out in the rain anyways. But I feel like the product would do a good job. You see a little bit of beading. The fabric is semi-damp, of course. What I would recommend though is once you get home, I would just dry it off, but it's not super wet. Let's try it on to see the effect. I can tell you that has a small coldness. I wouldn't call it damp, but I don't call it dry. Maybe a small smidgen of water did get through the inside. And realistically, you're not going to be out in the rain for a lot of time. So, you know, usually most people are running into a store or something. So I feel like if you're using the Crep Protect, it's going to actually do the job very good. So let's take a closer look at the Yankees hat and to see the overall effect of the watering. All right, so I got the Yankees hat right here, and as you can see, you have small beading going on around the outside, so you can tell that it was out in the rain, obviously. It didn't get super wet. The underneath is a tad bit not damp, but it's definitely not dry, if that makes sense. So you can call it damp if you want. I'm just calling it cold. Like I said, it would probably take a couple minutes to, you know, sit around in room temperature, let dry, but I think overall it did a very good job on the Yankees hat. Tell me what you guys think. Have you guys used the Crep Protect before? Are you guys happy with it? I feel like this is a very adequate product. So let's check out the other two hats and see how they did. The next hat that we are going to look at is going to be the Dodgers hat, and that is the hat that we use, the Hat Club Water and Stain Repellent. This is the one that you apply and you have to let it sit for 24 hours. So it did take extra time. So let's take a look at it. This one got really wet. This one actually looks wetter than all the other ones. I could see soaking going on in the hat, you know, and they were all outside for the same amount of time, but yet the Dodgers one looks like the water soaked up in it more. Also, the underneath brim is wet, so you can see that. I will show you the close-up here in just a minute. This does feel wetter than the Yankees hat, which I'm honestly surprised about, because with it saying to apply it every 24 hours, you would think it's a good product. This was the only hat that I did not apply the product twice on, but yet it appears that it got the wettest. Let's take a look close up on the Dodgers hat. So as you can see, the Dodgers hat is still fairly wet, so check that out. So you can obviously tell that it did soak in a little bit. And look at that brim. That is not what I would like to see, because that means that it didn't have really any effect on here, on the front, and then on the crown itself. Kind of disappointed in the Hat Club product, because as you can see, you see all the dark spots on here, which would indicate that the water soaked up into the hat. So, all right, let's take a look at hat number 3, the Milwaukee Brewers. So hat number 3 was the Milwaukee Brewers. That is the one that we use the lids, water and stain repellent. Same thing. We applied this twice. So let's take a look at it. This one looks very good, very similar to the Yankees. There's not heavy beading on it or anything. It is very light, minimal beading of the water. I see small little tick of the water absorbing into the bills, very similar to the Yankees hat. I'm actually very surprised on how dry it is. Surprised in a good way. So let's try it on for dryness. And the very same that I said about the Yankees hat, I will apply to the Milwaukee Brewers hat. I wouldn't call it damp, but it has a cold feeling to it. I would definitely let it air dry just to dry it out, and I would take a towel just to kind of wipe it off just a little bit. The one that is going to need some extra drying from the looks of it is definitely going to be the Dodgers hat. Now, I will say a little side note that I didn't use brand new hats for this test because I didn't want to get any of them ruined. So you might want to take that into consideration. But let's move on to the conclusion and to the recommendation of the water products. All right, so after trying all 3 products, the New Era, Crep Protect, the Hat Club, and the lids one, honestly, I'm actually very disappointed. I really thought that the Hat Club product would do a lot better. I really like the directions. I think it was more clear on the usage on how to use it. So I'm actually surprised that it didn't do better. And the fact that it takes 24 hours to dry, maybe I didn't spray enough on or something. So maybe take that into consideration. But I felt like I sprayed a good amount on. Sprayed probably about the same on the Dodgers hat as I did with the other two hats. The only difference is I didn't apply this twice because it did not say apply twice. It said only apply once, let it dry for 24 hours, and then reapply if you need be in 2 weeks. So that's probably what I would recommend, apply in 2 weeks. But for the short term on the testing, kind of disappointed about the Hat Club. So Hat Club easily is going to be the number 3 ranking on this one. Now, we are just going to talk about the New Era Crep Protect and the Lids Rain Repellent. They both did a very good job. I'm very happy with the way that they both came out. Now I'm looking at these bottles. The one thing I am surprised about is that the lids is 6 ounces only, while the New Era Crep Protect is 6.76 ounces. But yet when you look at them, it actually, when you feel it like liquid condensity wise, it actually feels like there's more liquid in the lids bottle than there is in the Crep Protect. But this is in an aerosol type can, so remember that. So if you're environmentally conscious, I would probably lean towards the lids water repellent. You will not regret it. The price comparison is very good, but if you like using the top brand stuff, I would go with the New Era Crep Protect. So based off of that, very similar, but overall I am going to give number 1 to the lids because of price, because of recyclability. So if you are like into the environmental stuff, I would definitely lean towards getting the lids one, and it does a very good job. It's very similar to the New Era, but for the price of the New Era Crep Protect, it's heavy on the price. I did get this off of eBay. I did get a small deal, but a lot of the cans that I was seeing on eBay were for about $14 and up, and as I mentioned, this does say MSRP of $15. I got the lids water repellent with the cleaning and the brush for $16.99 before discount, so that was a pretty good deal. And then the Hat Club one was $13, so it's a little bit cheaper than the New Era. There is some extra ounces in there because this is 10.6 while the New Era was 6.76, so there is a difference. This is heavy on the price of $13. So what I would do if I was you, because when we were doing our cleaning demonstration, I will go to that in just a moment, one of the cleaning products said that it was only good for wool and cotton, while the other cleaning product said that it was good for polyester. Now, to get the water and stain repellent by itself, which I would recommend, was only $6.99. So this is the lowest cost of the 3 products. So to reiterate on the water repellent solutions, I would go with the lid water repellent first at $6.99. Then I would go to the New Era Crep Protect because it did a really good job. And Hat Club, it is what it is, guys. I wouldn't even bother with it. I mean, yeah, you could try to apply the water repellent to a new hat. You could apply it again in 2 weeks, but that's a lot of work to put on a hat. I mean, the other ones took, for a total of 2 applications, a little bit about an hour to dry, to set, and then it's good to go. Using the Hat Club would take several weeks to do, so just keep that in mind. All right, let's get on to the cleaning solution outcome. Alright, so let's take a look at the results of the cleaning products. As you guys know, I cleaned the Oakland A's hat, which was very dirty. I used the lids cap cleaner and deodorizer with the lids brush. And then I cleaned the Boston Red Sox hat, and I used the Hat Club cleaner and deodorizer and brush. Let's start with the conclusion of the A's. Looking at the A's, as I mentioned, that I've had this hat for a very long time, and I am very pleased with the outcome. This hat looks really good compared to how dirty it was, but look at this. I will show you in just a moment, but it took out a lot of the stains on the bottom, and I will tell you that I did apply the products twice, so I basically washed them twice because they were extra dirty. And with that being said, I'd probably do it one more time for a third time. That seems a little excessive, but considering how dirty the hat was, trust me, it worked out really good. I'm really happy with the results on the lids cleaner and deodorizer. The band, of course, it's still yellowish. The one thing I was wondering if you take like a bleach pen just to clean up that sweatband a little bit, if that would help. Other than that, it's like, I don't really care about that per se. That gives it character, but with the outside, the way it is on the cleanliness, it looks really freaking good. So let's take a closer look at the A's. All right, so we're taking a closer look at the A's, and as you guys can see, I think, come on guys, I think it looks really good. I think it did a really awesome job using that lids product, and look at the bill. The bill looks freaking really nice, really yellowish, back to almost that original factory gold color. Underneath, as you guys saw earlier in the previous video, that there was good amount of sweat stains on the bottom. There is still a little bit right here, so that's why I'd probably recommend a third time, because this was very soiled with sweat. You see the sweat band, it's got that yellow toning going on, but I think it did really freaking awesome. I think it came out really good, and I'm very happy considering how it looked originally. All right, so now let's take a look at the Boston Red Sox hat. And that is the one we use the Hat Club products on. Looks really good. I probably would be able to see a little bit better if I was using a brighter color, but considering all things aside, I'm pretty happy with it. I see a couple little spots right here. I'd probably do the same thing, reapply it a third time, because this is an older hat as well. As you can tell, there's no New Era flag, and I think this was actually one of my first Red Sox hat I got because minor leagues was on the Red Sox, and I had to pick up a hat because that's what I do. But I'm very actually happy with the Hat Club results. The one thing I will say, I have to give the advantage overall to the Hat Club product, and I'm just gonna be honest, if I had a choice, I would probably give number one to lids, because I feel like, considering how bad the Ace hat was, I'd probably give it to lids, because it actually, like I said, it got it really good. It's just Hat Club, you can use it on polyester hats, you can use it on cotton wool hats and leather hats as well. The brushes, there's really no comparison on the brushes, so you don't really worry about that, but I'm giving the advantage to the Hat Club on the cleaner and deodorizer, and only because a lot of the newer hats that are coming out are made out of polyester, and also, like I said, this did say that it was good for snow conditions and for leather hats. So number one goes to Hat Club with the cleaning and deodorizer. For the lids, cap cleaner and deodorizer, I don't see a price on the individuality of the container, so this would only be available in the kit, which was $16.99. For the Hat Club though, you can buy this one by itself. It is $8. Now Lids does make a third product, which I did not pick up, and I might do a follow-up video with that one. That one is called the New Era Guard. It says that it's good for dirt repellent, stain repellent, and water repellent. So it's kind of like a 3-in-1 combo kit, and that one's only $9.99. It doesn't hurt to check into that product as well, because it is a little bit cheaper than supposedly buying all three of the products. It doesn't say anything about being a cleaner, so you're probably still going to need the cleaning kit before you apply it, and the cleaning kit was of course $16.99. I hope you guys like my cleaning product demonstration. Please let me know if you guys have used any of these products before. Let me know what you guys think of them. I'm gonna have to be honest, guys, I'm gonna go with the Lids water repellent and the Hat Club cleaner and deodorizer on this one. The brushes are null and void. They both work very efficiently. So if you guys like this video, please make sure you guys give it a thumbs up. I greatly appreciate it. Trying to get 30 thumbs up on every single video. And of course, if you guys did like what you guys saw, make sure that you subscribe and you hit your notifications so you can stay up to date with all my videos, and make sure that you guys are entering into the contest that I will be offering down the line. So thank you again for watching. This is Major League Hats out. Bye everybody. See ya. Bye.